Hello, little explorers. This is our October Little Explorer video, and last month I said that the story walks were coming down, and most of them have at our conservation areas, but we have a bonus walk for you, and we are at PS 21, which is just outside the village of Chatham on Route 66, and I'll put directions in the description. But we're here today because we partnered with them on a story walk on their new trails. So this is their kiosk, and what you'll do when you come up from 66, their driveway comes up and there's a little parking spot there, and you can see on their kiosk all of their trails and where the story walk is, and they are gonna keep up the story walk until the snow flies. So you've got another opportunity to get out and read a book while you walk these beautiful trails, and right now the color is amazing. So if you can get out in the next couple of weeks, you'll really take advantage of these beautiful fall colors. But for now, we're gonna head to find our first sign and go on a story walk. So we're gonna go look for our signs for the story walk. And as you come along here, you can see our first one. It says, "Take a story walk." Your adventure starts here. And don't forget to tag us, either using the Coco Story Walk or share with PS21 or on any of our social media. Let's go check it out. Here we go. Let's see what this storybook is. Sylvia Rose and the Cherry Tree by Sandy Shapiro Hurt and illustrated by Cindy Yan. Right now we're in an old apple orchard, but cherry trees can sometimes look similar to this. So let's go check out what Sylvia Rose and the Cherry Tree are up to. So that's the main building of PS 21, and there's more trails up behind it, but we're going to the left to follow the story walk. This very strange tale began in May in a friendly forest on a sunny day. Skipping along a path in the woods danced Sylvia Rose, and wow, she was good. Laughing and leaping came Sylvia Rose, whirling and twirling on twinkly toes. She was instantly loved by the woodland creatures. She had lovely manners and mischievous features, but most of the animals thought it was a treat to see a young girl keep such a great beat. Do you think animals dance in the woods if they were to hear music? I wonder sometimes. Let's see what Sylvia Rose and the woodland creatures come to find out. As she danced to the tune of her very own song, raccoons and chipmunks danced along. 2 doves, a fox, and 2 whippoorwills spun and laughed. They couldn't sit still. A granddaughter squirrel and a grandfather hare danced as if they hadn't a care. A mother owl and a honeybee danced around the big cherry tree. The animals never had such fun. They all joined in, one by one. They begged and pleaded and made her agree to meet the next day at the big cherry tree. Then every day after, she'd meet them to dance. They'd wiggle and giggle and boogie and prance. Maybe you could boogie and woogie to the next sign. But a sigh of sorrow dampened their glee. "What fun I am missing," moaned the big cherry tree. "I bet you can dance," cried Sylvia Rose. "Your limbs wave like arms and your roots curls like toes." "Yes," said the tree, then started to weep. "But I can't really move. My roots run too deep. I've seen not a bit of this great big vast land, beyond what I see from this place where I stand." Do you think that's why some trees grow taller, so they have a better view? Or do you think it's to get more light? Here we go. The tree wept like a willow and pined like a pine, sighed like a hemlock and drooped like a vine. But Sylvia Rose remained optimistic. They just had to figure out one great big logistic. She climbed in the branches, the better to see how one goes about moving a big cherry tree. "I've got it," she said. "Here's what must be done. We'll dig up your roots from the ground one by one. We can all give a paw, and it shouldn't take long. We'll just dance as we do it and sing out a song." So they all went to work on the roots of the tree, and before very long, it could dance and was free. Here we go. As it wiggled and giggled and shook all about, birds, bugs, and squirrels came tumbling out. So many things live in a tree, don't they? I hear lots of chipmunks today. They're very active right now. Probably gathering food for the winter. Here we are. "I'll show you the world," said the girl to the tree. "We'll dance all around it. There's so much to see." But the tree was concerned and asked, "Do you think we'll be able to stop for my roots to drink?" "Why, of course," she replied. "No worries at all. Without water, I know you would dry up and fall." So they said their goodbyes and joined branches and hands to begin their adventures to faraway lands. Let's go see what sorts of adventures Sylvia Rose and the cherry tree go on. I bet it's going to be great. They danced to the desert for a very quick look, then straight to the prairie to drink at a brook. Down the hill we go. Look at these beautiful trees. Where do we think Sylvia Rose and the cherry tree are going next? Let's find out at the next one. They danced to the seashore and up a great mountain. Look at them underwater. There's not a seashore here, but there is a stream that you can see in the distance maybe. And it's the Stony Kill. Here's another one. Let's see where they're going next. And to very old cities, where they drank from old fountains. They saw wonderful things as they spun and they twirled, the most wonderful things you can see in the world. Looks like they're in Paris with the Eiffel Tower. Let's spin and twirl to the next one. Here comes another one. But back home, the forest creatures had trouble. They needed the tree to return on the double. The sparrows who lived in the tree were dismayed. Without their safe home, they were tired and afraid. The family of wood mites had run out of might, with no wood to eat and a huge appetite. The chipmunks were homeless, just like the rest. For years, the tree's trunk had hidden their nest. The owl was exhausted. She was up day and night and could no longer get her hoo-hooing quite right. Without their tree, they were all in great need, but the creatures discussed it and finally agreed that they'd give it more time, just a bit more to see, if they would all need to move to a new, different tree. Indeed, they all said it was better to wait. It's so hard to find good real estate. I wonder what creatures live in these trees. Any thoughts? Where else might they be living? Oh, here's another one. So they banded together and labored like champs to set up crude shelters and makeshift camps. They hoped that what they built would suffice for a bit, and the tree would miss them the way they missed it. Oh, it's kind of a rainy night in this picture. It's a little rainy and dreary here, but not too bad. It's a beautiful fall day, even with the rain. And the trails here are great. We have coming up a little shortcut if you want to go either after your story walk. Over here is the Crellin Town Park. So you can climb up those beautiful stone stairs and get to even more trails down at Crellin that'll get you to the stream or over to their playground. But we're gonna finish the story walk first. So here we go. Meanwhile, the cherry tree, come to find out, felt pangs in its heartward while traveling about. It was growing tired of being a tourist. It did miss its creatures and its spot in the forest. These feelings were shared by Sylvia Rose, who was homesick and tired from her head to her toes. She too missed the forest, though their travels were great, and was dreaming of home. She just couldn't wait. Let's see what happens next. Let's head up the hill. So they set off again with branches in hands to make their way back to familiar lands. They danced all day and all through the night, till the edge of the forest they loved was in sight. Imagine the joy, imagine the glee, when the creature spotted the girl in the tree. They sang and they danced like never before, thrilled that the two had returned from their tour. Here's the next one. It is swell, said the tree, to dance and to leap, but oh, how I miss my roots running deep. I shall never again take my place here for granted. Now what do you say we get me replanted? So that's what they did. Every creature around began digging and burying roots in the ground. They danced as they did it and sang out a song, and the tree was rooted again before long. Look at all the critters helping. Some raccoons and fox, our owl friend, and bunnies, and of course Sylvia Rose. Here's another one. Birds filled its branches and chipmunks its trunk, which they shared with a very nice new little skunk. Wood mites got munching, cocoons were respun, and it dawned on the tree how it loved everyone. How the life in its limbs made it feel so complete, and the spot where it stood was nothing but sweet. On to the next one. But the story's not over, as you might suppose, until we find out about Sylvia Rose. When the forest was whole and complete once again, and the creatures had homes, what did she do then? Well, they begged and pleaded and made her agree to meet the next day at the big cherry tree. And every day after, she met them and danced, They wiggled and giggled and boogied and pranced. On her twinkly toes, on the path in the wood, danced Sylvia Rose. And wow, she was good. So that's it for this month's Little Explorers, and thank you for joining us at PS21 for this bonus story walk. And it will be up for a little while longer now, and we are so excited to have partnered with them on this, and I hope you come and visit this beautiful property and walk their trails. And don't forget to share your pictures with us.